Hi, beloveds. I'm Reverend Whitney Marie, and I'm the Executive Director of Come As You Are Collective. I'm a spiritual director, an entrepreneur, a chaplain, storyteller. I'm a part of the Scent cohort of 2023, and I'm a team player, but also I'm a team builder. And with our time today, we will be discussing the topic of collective care, playing, praying, not praying, and pushing you into your next level. Now, if you haven't already guessed, this topic is a true play on the title of my organization, Come As You Are Collective, where groupthink, shared processing, and collaboration are just some of the foundations on which we have built and are continuing to build our social enterprise upon. Now, I'm sure your social entrepreneurial endeavor breaks molds, fills a void, seeks justice, and or reimagines a world different than our current reality. Yet, no matter the nature of your social entrepreneurial endeavor, I have come to let you know one thing. You do not have to do this alone. Collective care is based on the understanding that isolation, silos, and solitude are no longer being prescribed to us as innovators. Now, one of the things that I truly like about MBA's Scent program is that its intentional structure allows for us to do this work in a cohort model, a model that brings together a community of individuals ready and willing to go the extra mile, just not alone. And that's what I'm going to expand upon here today. But first, as I said, I'm Reverend Whitney Marie. And as the founder and executive director of Come As You Are Collective, we also call it Kaya. We are a nonprofit organization, and we are focused on providing affirming, affordable, and accessible spiritual care and mental health services for the BIPOC and LGBTQ plus community. Our approach to our clients, our staff, and practitioners is one of collective care. We forego the idea of isolation, solitude, and solo navigation, and we exchange them for collaborations, partnerships, and group think tanks. And I'm sure you've heard this saying, so I'll just let it go, be out there. There's a saying that says, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go together. Well, in our quest to fill in the gap of access to spiritual care and mental health services, we realize that we want to go far. And in going far, we must go together as a staff, spiritual directors, mental health therapists, grant writers, group leaders, donors, and volunteers alike. This group of collective caregivers is how we sustain and will continue to sustain as we further launch ourselves into this work. So, why is Kaya represented by a bumblebee in a hive? Well, we're best visualized as a hive of bumblebees working together to make what I call sweet honey. Hence our honeybee logo and motifs throughout our branding, which you'll see in this presentation. This intentionality of using the bumblebee logo pays homage to the necessity of village support, communal sharing, and neighborly care for sustained spiritual and mental health, especially for the BIPOC and LGBTQ plus community. We do not have to do life alone. So here at Kaya, we intentionally choose not to. Now you're probably wondering, what does this have to do with me? Well, I invite you to lean in, drink this tea that I'm about to spill when navigating being a social entrepreneur and what that care can look like. As a social entrepreneur, I invite you to build your hive of persons who are the bee's knees. Yes, that's my dad joke number one. There may be more coming. But let these people be able to have three functions: pray, not pray, push, and play with you as you navigate these waters of making a difference. So, first up, you need someone on your team who will pray with you and not pray on you. Please hear the difference. Because as you build and expand your social entrepreneur reach, you do not need predators, as I like to call them. Now, what do I mean? And how have I applied this to me? Well, they're all great questions, and I'm glad you asked. First, what do I mean? You need to find someone who will pray with you when it comes to seeking God and the God of your understanding for support, guidance, and the wherewithal to manifest your dreams as a social entrepreneur. As an interfaith chaplain, I am a firm believer in tapping into a higher power, but I am an even firmer believer in not doing things alone. In my Christian tradition, there's a sacred text that proclaims that when two or more are gathered, God is in the midst. So find you a prayer partner, a meditation companion, a centering or silent partner who can help you reignite your faith, especially when all hell breaks loose on this journey towards manifesting your dreams. Again, you do not have to be a spiritual person to hone in on this skill. But you do need someone who will pray with you and not pray on you. Now, how is this showing up in your life, Whitney Marie? Well, I have a peer pastor group chat of 3 people. I'm included. And I go to them when I just cannot see my way beyond a certain task or even an issue at hand, and I need some help. They are Reverend Yanni Davis and Minister Nakia Hanslet. Now, it's not a large group because I have come to realize that the more people in your business, the more predators can ease their way into your space and try and wreak havoc. So we don't have time for that. So we want to keep it small yet impactful. Second, we have our push partners. Find you someone who will push you beyond your limits and invite you to do the hard things despite your fears and excuses. Now, this is not your yes person who will glorify your existence even when you're wrong. That's not who this person is. This is a hard conversation having, no nonsense, yet caring person who will challenge you to always revisit your foundations of morality, values, and mission. I see this person as a midwife of sorts who can assist you with the birthing pains of bringing forth and birthing your dream. This person is also the one I call your cuss you out cousin that does it with love, care, and some fire so that you can keep going and get going once you start. They're the ones screaming at you that say push, push harder. Okay, stop pushing. Okay, pause, rest, now push again. A coach of sorts. And it's here that I advise you to keep this number small because you do not want a bunch of people cussing at you every day thinking that that's helpful because it's not. Now, if we go back to that birthing metaphor, you don't want a lot of people in the birthing room. You just want the right people who will assist you in guiding and pressing forth and bringing forth your dream, your social enterprise, and your promise to yourself and to your community and making it into a reality. It's this person who can check you when you're wrong, press you when they know that you've got some more, and they can rest with you when they know, hey, that's all she got. This person on your collective care team is the one whose number is on the exception list on the do not disturb notification. Their calls always come through, and they are there as a resource to ask you the hard questions without you questioning whether or not they love you or have your best interests at heart. Now, who are my push partners? Well, this is actually a really great reveal because they're also my fellow Scent cohort members and fellow social entrepreneurs. Reverend Lashina Jenkins of She Creates and financial expert Sophia Barnett of Making a Child Change Foundation. I met these women during our cohort time and I bonded with them beyond the work and on a level that afforded them the grace to push me into space where other hands would have felt violating, but theirs felt comforting and reassuring. I would include the text messages, but I'm a huge believer in sacred space. So I invite you to use your imagination as to how real these conversations can get because they get real. And last but not least, we need a play partner. Get you someone in your collective care team who you can let your hair down with, and you get to enjoy the fruits of your labor. I hope you have not forgotten what it's like to have fun. Have you? I hope not. And if you have, this is the person who gets to be your reminder. There's a saying that I finessed that says all work and no play makes Jill a dull sister. And it's a proverb that means without time off from work, a person becomes both bored and boring. Because balance is key, and your collective care team should be balanced as well. So find you a collective care partner who can play and someone who doesn't play about you. This person is your advocate and ally in all things you. They will go to the roller rink with you. They will do brunch. They'll be an ally in moments in which you are just too exhausted to fight for yourself. This person can play with you, but also doesn't play about you. For me, this person is my longtime college best friend, Dr. Walter Stamp. He will help me get ready for the Beyonce concert with a cute outfit, make sure my makeup is off my teeth, and, maybe some pre-gaming shenanigans. But he will also check someone who's out of order when they try to touch my curls that I've just recently fluffed. Don't touch her hair, because sometimes I get exhausted telling folk, keep your hands off my curls. And so that person is someone who gets to stand in the gap with you to say, hey, I know you ain't got it right now, but I'm going to make sure that I'm standing in that gap and making sure that people are hands off. Now that you have a prayer partner, a push partner, and a play partner, I'm going to draw from my context as a Christian right now. So Jesus had 12 close friends. He named disciples, and out of those 12, one of them prayed upon him. As a previous 8th grade math teacher, the probability of that happening to us is quite high if we keep a lot of people in our business. So I figured that too many people to have in a group chat should be the litmus test. So I think 12 is a lot of people to have in a group chat anyway, but that's just me. So let's learn from Jesus and use that model to scale down who you're surrounded with. So have a prayer partner, push partner, and a play partner. And that's about 3 to 5 people whom you should be able to call upon, share your ideas, and be safe, be vulnerable, and let your hair down with. Your collective care team should be comprised of persons who have access to you and vice versa, allowing for group connections, group think, and group support to play out in our and your lives. They allow for us to not feel isolated when we're hammering away out all of these details and administrative work in our home offices where we office of one. So when someone comes to you and says, oh, you're doing the work by yourself, you get to let them know I have a collective care team comprised of someone who will pray with me, not pray on me, who will push me, and someone who will play with me, but don't play about me. Now, this balance of collective care will allow you to feel less alone, more supported, and highly energized as you navigate being a social entrepreneur. The question on the table is, who is going to be a part of your collective care team? And when you fill in the blanks as to who you want to be a part of your team, the number one rule is to let them know. Let your prayer partner know that you are specifically tapping them to hold space for you and the spirit and your dreams. That you need to let your push partner know that you're giving them the autonomy to cut loose and cut up on you if need be, and if you step out of line. And have the conversation with your play partner and let them know, hey, You remind me what fun looks like, and I need you to catch some stones, and I need you to let me know that, hey, I get to have fun in this thing, on this journey, as I am allowing and providing these gifts, my gifts, and showing them to the world. So please ensure that you let them know that they made the list, and let them know of the expectations that you have for each of them in each of those roles. Because I can't tell you enough. Expectations without conversations leads us disappointed and isolated. So have the conversation, confirm their commitment so that you're mutually headed into the right direction. The worst thing to do is seek somebody out for prayer and they out here playing. Now, I hope this was helpful. I pray this allows you to realize that this work is not meant to be done alone. And I hope that this presentation encourages you to find your collective care team. Be intentional about who's on it. Go and do the damn thing, okay? I'm Whittney Marie, and I have a collective care team. How about you? Oh, and the last thing. If you're doing this work alone, just know it's by choice now. And if you have any questions, you have feedback, or you're like, okay, what does this mean? I need further information. Don't be afraid to reach out. You can reach out to me on Instagram and or email and let me know your thoughts. I'm here. And if you need a prayer partner, a push partner, or a play partner, I'm a good conversation partner.